afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and everything and amazing Propagandacast from your host Imperial Dane, the one, the only master of propaganda, your Lord and Master, your King of Kings, off here to a 1v1 on Kholodny Ferma. In the west it is VonAsten, fighting for King and Country, the Commonwealth, the British Army, the Empire, taking on the role here of the Guards Armour Division with Mobile Assault, Vanguard, and Royal Artillery vs. the east. It is expensive runner, fighting for the Upper Command West, Germany, Deutschland, rolling out here with the 12th SS Panzer Division, with elite armoured, Luftwaffe ground forces, and special operations with double infantry and a bit of Sturmpanier as well. With the Sturmpanier, in fact, over here, spearheading aggressive effort here, section up in the Sturmpunier, heavy fun here, right next to the northern munitions, already in the first minutes of the game. He asks expense runners looking to take control of the component, or the compartment as they call this little square here, to sort of threaten his opponent's fuel and resource points. They're sneaky up, start move there, but may not last long. Here is the section, meanwhile the rest of his forces are not moving towards there. And as always, a big thanks to my Patreon supporters, those wonderful, lovely people who support the Propagandacast with their hard-earned money. Big thanks to you, all of single one of you. And to other people, you can do the ranks by pledging on Patreon yourself, or you can just donate. Links in the description would make me very happy. And also, you can always just comment, like, share, and subscribe, and press the bell button if you do subscribe, as that will help me out a lot as well. This is the YouTube algorithm. But anyways, back to the fun here. Sturmpanier is trying to buy as much time here as VonAsten, trying to divert as much attention here towards this building, rather than ending the resource point next to it. Of course, the longer it says around now, there's increased chance of getting wiped. But there you go. He's actually turning the favour now to VonAsten, almost taking up one of the sections. And so, actually, not just drawing attention from the resource, but getting some good bleed out there on VonAsten, though. Again, at this point, I think there's a limit to how much more he can get away with this before they end up backfiring on him and loses his Sturmpaniers. Meanwhile, VonAsten going for the Universal Care for a bit of mobility himself, also a bit of pressure there on the Ober Commander West. Sturmpaniers finally retreating up north here, full squad moving in there, though it seems to be already backing off. In the south, full squad's moving in there. Third squad almost done here. And of course, this is also the worth thing in mind that when you go for these aggressive openings, if you then don't grab a lot of territory in return, you're not really gaining a lot. And while he is gaining some, it's not like he's actually gained a massive resource advantage of VonAsten from this. So the overall, I think, long-term usefulness for this may actually end up being a bit more limited. We'll have to see, of course. But anyways, fuel upon there being seized here by VonAsten. Munitions grabbed as well. He's finally grabbing some munitions. Folks are sitting out there. And we got the Universal out here for VonAsten, the British Army, the Commonwealth. Truck here for Expense Runner. No sign of Doxon. Well, spoke too soon. We got Elite Armored here for Expense Runner. Probably going to be a fast 2-2-1 here versus VonAsten. Probably have to fight the Universal Carry, which the 2-1 can sort of reasonably do well. But of course, also put extreme pressure on the income sections, as they do not perform too well versus in the early game. Plus, of course, lacking snares, they have no way really punishing it either. We got these platoon command post up for VonAsten. Probably going to be some fast sappers once he sees the 2-2-1 truck being moved in there. I'm guessing this is a mistake. There we go, begins holding it back. In the south, we got skirmishing between the forces on the section. Got the centre vector point here. There we go. 2-2-1 as expected. On the way, the Expense Runner and the 12th SS. Sturmpanier getting some good hits in the section there. Down to just 2 men. Low health. Universal Commit to try and block a further pursuit there. A lot of action here. A lot of manoeuvring. A lot of aggression. Truck needs, of course, to be held further back. Forces them reinforcing. Standoff here. Meanwhile, pushing through the centre here to further put pressure on VonAsten, where he isn't in any sort of particular position. Biggest one at the VonAsten and the British Army to help suppress Expense Runner's troops. There you go. We do have the Vickers Cave ready for the Universal Carrier, of course, increasing its firepower substantially. 2-1 right about done there for Expense Runner. The Leichte Panzerspiel wagon. Truck ready, of course, to set up once he gets resources. Section here getting swarmed by German infantry. It's going to have to fall back soon, I think. Half health already. They're certainly fighting back tenaciously for the British Empire against the Hunnic foe. And there you go, down to 2 men to force retreat here. Universal going to be a nuisance there. And there you go, 2-1 racing forwards. VonAsten, of course, having no major threat to the 2-1 at the moment. There you go, full swing ahead swell. Equipped with the incendiary grenades, but no access to Panzerfaust as of yet. Truck cancelled up now here by foreign power wave once the battle headquarters. There may, of course, be actually planning the mech in our section. They've ridden Sturmpunier and the 2-1 strikes hard here for Deutschland. And there you go, almost getting wiped here in one of VonAsten's section in the early game. Looks like it's going to happen. Yeah, it's going to be a huge blood hit for VonAsten in the first few minutes. If we lose the section there, that is 200 manpower. 80 manpower actually down in the drain, not just 200 manpower. They'd be absolutely busted. But no, he actually gets lucky enough. In fact, it turns the table. See an Expense Runner instead ends up losing the 2-1 as he overextends and hope to get the section. Or does he? Holy smokes, he actually got away with that 2-1. Good God, they both got incredibly lucky there. Somehow. Wow. They definitely need to get that 2-1 away now before anyone just moves up and just, sneezes at it. Drug out, he's still not setting up there. We got the Kidnapper ready. He's obviously starting to worry about enemy light vehicles. Big's moving ahead. They're already taking some damage here from Expensive Runner. Carp on hit, but there goes suppressor fire there. British infantry following up, exploiting the gaps. 2-1 being hauled back. Storm parties following in the wake. It might just be better just to hold it all the way back to the base. South side is seeing no action here. We got the Sabbers almost done there for VonAsten. Folks going to suppress here, even behind heavy cover. Someone apparently started to head out too far, and there you go. Ludwig dies. Mechanized Regiment there. On the way here for Expensive Runner. Might be a fast Lux, or probably more likely a fast Puma, since a Lux is going to be immediately met here at this rate, I think, with an AC Mark III, which is going to be pretty terrible in terms of Lux out against, whereas the Puma can typically counter the AC quite well, or at least fight well against it. VonAsten's yet to go for Doctrine here, as we got their hard work on the 221 armoured car. Note the 221, of course, was the basis for numerous other versions of the armoured car, including the 222. You also had the command version, the 223, and you also had a sort of separate, like, workshop version actually equipped an anti-tank rifle or light anti-tank gun in the turret there. But I think that they couldn't turn around the turret, but still gave some more firepower that way. Ooh, section caught a pretty bad state. Another perhaps near white, but this time he actually gets the VonAsten. Or does VonAsten once more have the Devil Zone lock? Expensive Runner is firing every bullet he can into the retreating bastard's back, and somehow, again, he does it. That's gotta be frustrating for Expensive Runner. That is 2 times a section with these tiniest level of health they get away. Probably could have been the 2-1 to get in more shots in there at it, but either way. Another section all pushed away there, very low on health. Points are secured in the south. Mechanized Regiment done. Armoured car there with 4 kills, Veteran 2-1, very good. Back here in VonAsten space. No sign of anything further there for him. And there you go, realising here, of course, the point focus is heavily in the north. He goes straight for the car point. That leaves him to counterattack from the south, but still, Expensive Runner's going to react faster this move. He risks losing a lot of resources here to VonAsten, who's actually currently getting more resources than Expensive Runner. Armoured car falling back here. Sappers moving in there. Car point hit. We got the force tank from the south. They capture the section of pretty compromising position. Probably should get the armoured car down there as well. MD Fed 4 for Expensive Runner deal with VonAsten's infantry. Never a bad idea there, to be honest. Section routed. Big's moved to the building here. Oh, no one health. That said, it's going to require a bit of a larger scale attack to clear it up, but he could possibly have a small chance of getting white on it with a bit of luck and inattention there from VonAsten. In the best of the Russian drone towards the carve point. Though in this case, actually made it easier for his opponent to hold the point there with the spray he laid up the sandbags. So there you go, routed. MD Fed 4 ready. Raket moving southwards. Armoured car. Good to go once more here for Expensive Runner. VonAsten looks like he is not even setting up for the AC. Rakem takes a good hit on the Universal Carrier. And there you go, Brandhand Grenade through a gap there in the hedges. Turns the church into a bit of roast here and forcing the Vickers machine out in the open. 2-1 would still be great, I think, to get down here. 4 Expensive Runner versus all VonAsten's troops. 6 Banner gun for VonAsten, I think, definitely indicating he is not going to bother with an AC unless absolutely forced here by Expensive Runner. And so far, Expensive Runner is not quite there. And there you go, 2-1 charging in here. Tearing into the section of close quarters here. Doing a lot of damage. Vickers setting up there because we get flanked with the Storm Pioneers for the church now. Section's routed, and there you go, Vickers ultra in trouble, but looks like he's going to get away once more without getting anything wiped. 2-1 though is very close to T2 though, which of course increases accuracy. But at this stage, Expensive Runner may soon want to consider just setting up on the fuel point and begin to himself a lot of extra fuel, since that would probably do more good now than all the stuff he's trying to disrupt VonAsten with. Also, he really should get these southern points under control. Expensive Runner going for the Puma, the 234-2. Much here armoured car, obviously. Got mines down here. The Schuhmine 42 or Schützenmine. Troops reinforcing healing. After the further on there in VonAsten space, we'd like to take up reasonably soon and put pressure on Expensive Runner in terms of armour. No upgrades there on it, by the way, which of course you need to do if you want to secure resources with it. But there you go, Puma almost done. Bouncing on the centre, seems like for now getting up in the north, and he's starting to find it in the south. They got a big push to the section there, go straight into the anti-tank on here, and that 2-1 went out like a candle in a storm. Great opportunity there for VonAsten, rather I imagine sour moment there for Expensive Runner. Big push there. And you further up to the troops. We got the Puma charging. The course needs to be careful about that 6-pounder gun. I was going to just lose the Puma just as swiftly. Full route here for VonAsten in the centre. Puma moving up there. Take direct hit here. Quickly has to fall back. So only one thing he might act in bit off is actually going for the battle group headquarters, and he's got to gun light infantry guns to help, bombard VonAsten position, since in particular on a map like Kholodny Ferma, that's much more likely a thing to be useful than, armoured cars. Which also may be a reason why VonAsten base decided not to bother with the AC Mark III he figured, you know, it's going to be pretty tricky to get the most out of it on a more narrow map like this, and he just can like focus on other elements, which, you know, I think is a pretty sensible idea. Folks on the way there for expense runner, still no sign of a doctor there for VonAsten, no sign of tech either. Also, I'm not entirely sure he wants more folks than it is now here. You may want to, like, you know, set up again for, like, you know, the rest of the opposite or something else, but all the way here we are. That's it with the mechanized regiment. He doesn't really have like any other outlets for manpower, and he's not getting like a ton of fuel either, in particular not with the 223, you know, going up in flames. So he's kind of managed to slightly pin himself into a corner here for this map,
We're losing a capture point.
which is not great. We got medical supplies up there for expense runner to help heal up his troops. Very good. We got Form 12 versus Form 85. VonAsten lining up for another push in the south. Very good. Expense runner needs to be retaining some, I think, flexibility in terms of tactics and map approach, but the mechanized regiment is, I feel like, definitely slightly biting in the arse here. And the south got pushed to the section here. No upgrades there for VonAsten. And still no sign of tech. We do have the bolsters up, but no sign of like medium armor in any way like happening anytime soon here versus expense runner. Quad squad need to fall back here in the center. We've got continued fighting section routed here, though not before bringing the point neutral. Far up north, we got the full screens on the vans straight into a British mine. Puma sending out, Student Punier following up, no upgrades there by the way, partly because it doesn't have the munitions for it. The other truck there, likely the Schwerpanzer quarters already. I mean, it could go for the Belgrade headquarters, but obviously it's like it's not a big delay. It is nonetheless a delay when he's certainly behind his opponent in terms of resources, in particular fuel. North here, Puma goes in aggressively, catches the Universal Carrier, and seemingly dodging here the 6-pounder gun as well, but he's about to hit a mine! Holy smokes! He actually avoided the mine! Good God. So got the Universal Carrier. That's a small relief here for him. Versus VonAsten. So there's certainly still things to be concerned about, and VonAsten is still not taking up. We finally got a doctor with VonAsten. It is Vanguard opening up here for raid operation. 4 logistics gliders. Recon crew repairs, the Crocodile, and of course Raven Sport versus the 221. Emergency repairs, Panzer Commander, Heat Shells, and Sturmtiger. Though worth noting, by 1944, most of the stuff on expense runners will not be using heat shells at all. Like, heat shells was basically for like low velocity guns. Like, for example, say there's a version of the 234 armored car that used, you know, the Stummel or, you know, same final cannon you like, you know, say in the Panther 4 command tank. That would have, you know, tucking around, you know, heat shells in case I had to like deal with armor, but you know, that's about it. Like, heat shells just help lower velocity guns, you know, match against armor better, but like on stuff like this, the regular Panther 4, Panther and all that, the heat shells are just utterly pointless. I'm fairly certain in fact they didn't like make heat shells for Panthers and such. So, quick note there, but anyways, Vegas rolling up in the center. We got commanders with it for VonAsten, some elite infantry to put some pressure on the Huns, the Krauts, the Jerrys. Bit of a standoff here between the two sides. We've got the Schwerer Panzerhauptquartier going up here on the cut-off point. He can go for some Obersladen first. And certainly what I think is a better choice than going for that Volksgrenadier squad. But he's still going to need to, of course, authorize and then get out some armor. And in this regard, he's going to be behind VonAsten. But again, it is helping out a lot here. That VonAsten, for whatever reasons, is not taking up anytime soon. Much to my surprise. And I imagine to expand around the surprise a bit as well. Also worth noting, mines. Lots of mines up north of VonAsten. 2 thumbs up on that one. Bit of skirmishing a 6-pounder gun to do with the Puma. MG Fed foaming up. Great hit from the 6-pounder gun on the Puma, easily piercing its frontal armor. Back hit reinforcing, maybe a bit of healing, and the South Fortress squad moving up there. He can soon authorize the Schwerpanzer quarters. VonAsten though still. Oh, there we go. Fine at the 40-minute mark. He is taking up himself. And can actually go for Cromwell right away. Though, of course, there's the Puma, which can sort of fend off against the Cromwell, who made more attempt just to go for camera tactics, and again going for a combat. Meanwhile, further mines up north. Least expense runner finally has the mines we already. So, thumbs up there. Bit of skirmishing there. Folks up north, this is 2 sections, not the great engagement here. 4 expense runners troops without more support. Puma moving in to, I guess, do that support job. Veteran to 1 game. Could actually try for an aim shot here, but there you go. VonAsten's not about to try and find out if he's going to use that and just quickly gets the devil out of there. Got 379 versus 481. In this regard, Vanassen's got a good big 2-point lead of Expense Runner. Commander sneaking through the south here versus Expense Runner. Got a lined up, perhaps a sneaky push in the centre. Nope. He's not, in fact, got Northwards there. He's cleared out the mines. He does clear out some of the mines on paper, but obviously not quite sufficient like to. Puma's trying to hit the mines. Really strong to hit the mines. Really strong to hit the mines. There we go. Clearing out a lot of the mines. Very good there. Like him with that for Expense Runner. He's obviously worried about enemy armour, which is a very sensible concern. And there you go. We do get hammer tactics, so Vanasken can quickly push out the Comet, which is going to certainly give the Puma a very rough time, since it's not performed well versus premium, medium, and heavier armour. So thumbs up there to Vanasken. And of course another issue for Expensive Runner. So even with the heat shields, the Puma's going to struggle somewhat as the Comet. So all the way got veterans on the Puma there. Northern point is seized. Grab the southern point back. Got 357 versus 481. Hammer tactics ready. No, Comets really didn't see a lot of usage in the war before they were replaced after the war. And they also primarily, I think, only service with the 11th Armoured Division. But a few fun facts there. Mines down here from VonAsten. Thumbs up. Again, very thorough and consistent mining. Big infantry push here. Getting an Expense Runner's lone infantry squad there. Could actually see a wipe here. With a bit of bad luck. This is a bit of stand-up. Got something up the full squad up in the church. Puma moving in. 2 kills, veterans do 1. Church being blazed at with bullets, and there you go. Commandos versus full Grenadiers. Full Grenadiers definitely, I think, not having the upper hand here versus the elite commandos under Vanassen's command. Through the skirmishing there. Storm Pioneer advancing. Could pop a concussive grenade, maybe. But I definitely feel like at some point, once you got some armor out, back taking for a battle group headquarters, some light infantry guns, I think would be an incredibly strong choice there for Expensive Runner. Stand from the centre is not particularly working out well here for Expensive Runner. Booming up between the sections. Around to the Sturm Pioneer. No grenades here. They may try for a Gammon Bomb, or he may just try for a retreat. Sturm Power close to 83, and there you go. Comet at the 17-minute mark right here on the way for Vanasken. Meanwhile, Expensive Runner is nowhere close to like any medium armor. In fact, he's now going for a battle headquarters. Probably for the healing, but it may also because he's realizing he actually needs to light infantry gun, put pressure on Vanasken's positions, like break the stalemate somewhere a bit more efficiently. So, again, we might be seeing here some of the slight issues with the mechanized regiment plan in terms of like the map. And again, why the battle headquarters and the flat craft track might in fact be getting more and more popular, because again, you just get more inherent flexibility with the battle headquarters compared to the raw firepower of the mechanized regiment. Because again, on maps like Kholodny Ferma, you may not quite be able to use it as efficiently, and again, that's where artillery and smoke screen will be doing you a lot more good. But it's actually going for another ND-34 rather than setting up for the light infantry guns. So I'm not so sure that's what is Expensive Runner's planning, though. That would certainly be my suggestion. Go for light infantry gun. Wait, Comet's about to hit the battlefield here under Vanassen's command. Up north, Sturm Pioneer advancing on the section here, and we got the folks from the north here. Needs to be careful of those Sturm ponies. Losing the mines now, I think, would be rather painful for Expensive Runner versus Vanasken. And there you go, light Gammon Bomb. In case you hit retreat, then reflexively. Thumbs up there to Expensive Runner and to Vanasken. Both there for how they handle that. Folks that route it. Narrowly avoids a mine. Big British push in the south. Comet was striking up against the folks Grenadiers. Need to retreat immediately. With a 77mm gun. Technically, of course, it was the 17-pounder gun, but to avoid issues with logistics, specifically the ammunition, they called it the 77mm gun. So a little fun fact there. Folks, there's a section. Grenade off here. Oh, Gammon Bomb. Mine set off there. That sucks a bit for Expensive Runner. Meanwhile, Comet here striking the base, but there you go. We got Puma on the flank here. Could pop heat shells here. Maybe actually use the aimed shot. That'd actually be a pretty great thing to do while he's behind it. There you go. Heat shells. Good hit there. We should have done that sooner. And again, I think combined with the heat shot, it might have given a slight chance versus the Comet here. Still, he was able to force away the Comet there. Pretty lucky there for Expensive Runner. Almost got the anti-tank in here. If we could get rid of it, that would be pretty big. And note, he's actually using the rapid maneuvers ability to get him faster into trouble, but also faster out of trouble. So 2,000 for VonAsten. It's a really overlooked ability, but you can see that it's actually pretty good. I mean, being able to effectively sprint you into tank guns is very handy. So there we go. Puma self-repairing, very good. Spares the Pioneers. Can soon go for some armor. There we go. We do get the line for gun finally, but again, I feel like the second enemy before should have been cut, and he should just go straight for that infantry gun here. But crucially, he's going for it, but he needs to get those southern victory points back. Release some other victory points. He's all down to 314 versus VonAsten's 477. Because number 2 there for VonAsten, up further hold ground against any German advances. Thumbs up there to VonAsten. Smoke off here as we see some repairs in the Comet, using both the crew repairs and the sappers to do the job swiftly and efficiently. Good work. South, we got Puma going for the section, going straight in. Follows the tank from north against the section.
New machine gun crew ready and waiting.
One-hand Granada. Section is the Puma. 5 kills, slowly, very slowly approaching Regiment 2 there. Comet racing forward towards the center. Arcanum is not pointing in its direction. There you go, great hit there.
They still have 300 points remaining.
Arcanum being pushed out of position. Other one is retreating, in fact, so that means he's got no way of stopping the Comet now. Seriously, he could go for a Yak Panzer now, or of course he may be tempted to try and stall up for a Panther here versus the Comet. Which of course everybody goes for. Puma moving up, shoots, actually gets a pinch hit in the Comet on the front. Troops pinned down. There we go, line gun firing away there, bombarding the machine gun position. Thumbs up there to Expense Runner. But he really needs to get some of those victory points in control. Back hit, reinforcing healing. Lots of men in need of assistance here for Expense Runner and the 12th SS. 6-pound gun holding back here for VonAsten. Fixing up the Comet. Puma moving in, backing up the Volks support moving in there as well. Destroying an old tractor there. Good hit from the Puma, used the aim shot for that. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. 6-pound they're moving in, need to get the Puma out there fast. And we got the Comet also moving in. We got the Kevin ready, of course, expecting such a maneuver there. But great hit from the Comet. Does heavy damage to the Volks units. And before coming up on the flank though. Not useful versus the tank. Line gun keeps bombarding around here, imagine. Yep. Looks like it. Comet takes a few hits. Front by Ken, moving up to sneak in some shots. Bounces though. Unsurprisingly, the Puma shot bounces off the Comet's frontal armor most of the time at that range. Up north, they got a big push here. Mines was leading the way. Commanders, though, could deliver a grim total. But there you go. Expense release at the right time now again, spreading up. But even then, needs to be careful. There you go. Light gun bomb off. And there you go. Commanders retreat in the face of such a massive infantry assault here from the Expense Runner. Could even like threaten the field. But there you go. Vickers on the ready to further stop that down. He's losing like Kednev in the south, though. Oh dear. Not great. The Expense Runner is trying to do too much with too little in the south. And there you go. Kednev grabbed here by VonAsten. That's definitely not great for Expense Runner. But that being said, he can actually now go for the Panther. At this stage, I would not be surprised if he's starting to feel really greedy and might try and set up for the King Tiger, though that might be a bit too ambitious here versus VonAsten could actually go for another Comet or Crocodile in that same time span. So, could go for it, but it may not be the wisest of ideas. Well, obviously, they're grabbing Northern Fuel plenty away from VonAsten. They still need to get some more victory points under control. Puma roaming about here, 7 kills, close to the Destiny 3. Busy with sandbags. VonAsten is so far more concerned with securing the south here rather than counterattacking to the north. Line going back at work here. He's not really doing like checking to see like they'd actually stuff it into the building, since they hadn't. Better waste the badge, they could be using them other places to be honest there. But there you go, Comet racing in it for the south. One like Kednev left, he's going for another one. Yeah, I think he is in fact stalling here for the King Tiger now. Definitely not what I would advise, but clearly Expense Runner has plans of his own. Section almost wiped out here. Could he finally land a one for VonAsten? Well, VonAsten once more have men that prove to be practically impervious, at least when they're down to just one man. There goes section almost wiped out. And we got strafing support. Need to activate the Shrap Hunter quarters anti-aircraft gun now towards, well, aircraft, I guess. Up north, they're push going with commanders in section. We got Folks with Jump, good contact, clear them out. And not activating anti-aircraft mode. Puma taking hits from the rockets and gets knocked out here. Comet shot for the hedgerows. Thumbs up there to VonAsten. Really good push here. Expense runners struggling to keep up with all of the things VonAsten is doing. Command's being shot to bits here. Still northwest activation there. He might be worried that if he does do that, VonAsten's just going to charge in. The Shrap Hunter Port won't be doing anything against them, but I don't know. So yeah. We are roughly, I would say, a minute away here from the King Tiger. There we go. Finally activating the anti-aircraft mode right as it ends. The air strafing run, that is. Bit awkward there for him. Okay, with shots and bounces off the Comet's frontal armor. Troops pinned down. Needs to get the line gun to safety. It's a bit exposed up there. Troops reinforcing healing as for VonAsten. Getting some upgrades in troops, I think, wouldn't be a bad idea. Could also, I think, get away with going another Comet. Possibly. No, can't actually. But he could go for just. Well, he might just be setting up there for something then. Possibly expecting the King Tiger. I can understand then keeping a resource open so you can quick response whether the Crocodile or say another Comet versus the King Tiger. Or maybe a Firefly. But there we go. Expense runner now is, there we go, able to call in the King Tiger, the Tiger 2. Equipped with an 88mm high velocity gun. Seizing the southern points. Section of coming up, backed up with the Vickers machine gun. Panzer Commander for the Tiger 2 to increase accuracy and line of sight. Plus, of course, get access to the coordinated barrage. The 138 was the 477. The South 14 with the larger scale assault here from VonAsten, or mid-scale assault probably. Troops of press, they try to assist. It's all up to the King Tiger now. Gets one kill. Other section that needs to be dealt with fast as well. Oh, we actually exposed this out in the open. Not entirely sure why on that. There you go. Got it from the King Tiger down to 3 men, 2 men. Could see a wipe here. VonAsten's not careful. Or he's just unlucky. And we finally get a wipe there from expense runner VonAsten. VonAsten got this going for a second Comet here. In response to the arrival of the Tiger 2. Moving ahead here with this armored behemoth. Convoying in there, to 212 kills. Good work with that one so far. King Tiger sights the target, shoots and bounces. Alright. Not what you expect to happen there, but here we are. Another Comet almost done. 6 points to cover there. Good hit from the King Tiger. Almost got the anti-tank cleared out. That's going to be a bit of a stinging blow. The VonAsten lose damage to the officers of the cannon from the south. The Vickers keeping any reinforcement around here from the south. There we go. Got the anti-tank. On the chemicals go next out. There we go. Telecall as well. Probably in part, I think, just to ensure the anti-tank does not fall into VonAsten's hands again. Maybe get some units on a retreat there with a bit of luck. Maybe not. But yeah, forced to retreat at least. And again, very much denied VonAsten any chance of recovering the 6-pounder gun. Forcing him to go for another one. Very good. There, he's in the center. 13 kills from the King Tiger so far. Units bunching up there. Should be a good target for the King Tiger. And there he goes. Shoots, misses. But second shot might go through and leave VonAsten's men quite dead. Maybe not. There you go. Comet racing forward straight at the King Tiger. Shot bounces. All fails to hit. Okay, we get to a hit. King Tiger bounces again. Vickers still keeps fighting here in front of the King Tiger. And there you go. Almost got a wipe. But looks like once more VonAsten's luck kicks in and it gets away. Far up north, the command's looking to line up a flanking assault team. Expense runner's front line. Back hits reinforcing healing. More sappers for VonAsten. Probably help repairs down the road and probably just get more stuff up there as well. Maybe some more minesweepers. And there you go. Pushing the center here is taking heavy fire. There's King Tiger machine guns opening up on the advancing sections. Air support called in again. Hopefully this round he's going to activate the anti-aircraft mode. There you go. Much, much faster. Good on the King Tiger and then to tank gun. And there you go, commanders with section support there in to take advantage of the air support as well. Good coordination there, 2 thumbs up. King Tiger taking heavy hits here. Down to half health. Commanders being suppressed and murdered there. Almost getting wiped from the commandos. Almost, but looks like once more. VonAsten's luck is there. King Tiger definitely need of help. Repairs, they need to be put back to the base of the Mechanized Repair Regiment. Push for the centre here, and of course with no King Tiger, he's only a couple of Kednevs to like line up to maybe deal with it. Pantherfast on the flank maybe? No. Units being wiped out. Here's VonAsten. Assault continues. Racing forwards through expense runners' lines. King Tiger doing nothing. Meanwhile, line for gun and fire troops are about to get wiped out again. 6-pounder gun, all that stuff here. Strap punch balls under fire. Units being wiped out. Machine coming up here. Dealing with the machine gun there. But heavy loss of the expense runner under VonAsten's assault. VonAsten is taking some losses himself, but obviously nothing quite on the same scale. Strap punch being destroyed here. Anti-tank and cleared out with the 6-pounder gun. King Tiger there calling artillery. Forced retreat. Sappers there taking losses out in the open. King Tiger finding heat shields. Building collapsed. And I think he might... Was that a unit of his own that was in that building, or was that a British unit? Because something died in there, I think. All the way, Sappers routed. King Tiger with the damage. Engine close venturing 1. 23 kills. Almost getting wiped in. The Sappers, though, certainly hurt VonAsten quite a bit. He wouldn't be able to repair his tanks quite as fast. A brutal engagement here. An absolute slaughter. We got 95 though versus 455. Expenditures, there's a lot of work to do there. And he also needs to fix up the King Tiger though. Need to hold it a bit away from the front line, then get repaired. We got Volksguns on the way. He's lost his Sturmpioneer. Some of the big properties for the Vickers here. And he's using the military repairs here. Bit risky obviously, but here we are. The faster you can get the King Tiger into action, obviously, the better he versus VonAsten, and he understands this. Meanwhile, VonAsten, of course, tanks him up for heavy damage. While he's, of course, getting the subs to work, they did take heavy losses and will take some time to replace their losses. And saying they're grabbed here by expansion runner. South their troops falling back under heavy fire from German artillery. Push through and there go King Tiger. Lands another stinging hit here on VonAsten's men. 27 kills. Could, of course, activate spearhead mode for better turret rotation. And then a small arc, and also, of course, suppressive fire on the whole machine gun. 74 points left. He needs to get those victory points back going for the northern one. Took reinforcing healing. He also needs more armor, I think, to support the King Tiger if possible. Smoked enough here. Commands in the south front from them. You've fought routed. VonAsten takes no chances there. Grab the northern one, but there you go. Comet good to go here for VonAsten. 13 kills halfway to the ace level. Shoots and gets a nice hit on the Volksgrenadiers. Flak half attack for expensive runner. That's an interesting pick here. I imagine partly going to help deal with the infantry, which is definitely a significant threat, but also to help deal with some of VonAsten's use of strafing support. There's obviously serves multiple purposes here, though. I think you should go for a medium tank first, like a Panther 4 would also be great versus the infantry. Could also put more pressure on the Comets and other stuff, but here we are. Yak Panther will just help as the Comet, or if you just go for a Panther. So, I mean, the flak half attack is definitely a valid choice, but I don't know if it's the optimal choice. I do not know if it's the optimal choice. Comet strikes here. Mine gets hit off on it. Could he maybe take it out here now? There's a 6-pounder gun ready. Calls King Tiger maybe able to do some damage. There you go. Down to half health. In fact, less than that. In the south, commanders once more hold up at MU-34. Smoking off the support weapons. Thumbs up there to expensive runner. Nice use of smoke. But there you go. Comet going in there. Could get Panther fasted here, and there you go. Lots of fire there. Panther fast off, damaging the engine. 6-pounder gun needs to be held bay here. Sabotaging about. King Tiger advances. 27 kills still. Could activate spearhead mode. Though, of course, maybe worried about getting flanked by the tanks, then which one, of course, its turret can be stuck. And destroyed the anti-tank gun there with a gammon bomb. Good work by VonAsten. Ooh, a cannon cream through the smoke there. Right from the King Tiger. Might have been misclicked into the smoke or whatever. Either way, definitely disrupts VonAsten's counter-attack chance here. We got 54 versus 455. Need to grab the point here. King Tiger with 27 kills. Another 6-pounder gun for VonAsten in the British Army. King Tiger holding back. Could be a bit, trying to be a bit more aggressive. Actually, look for opportunities. I definitely feel like he would benefit a bit from the spearhead. Also may want to grab that southern point for a bit extra fuel and munitions. Otherwise, his priority definitely should be, I think, another tank. Oh, there's a machine gun they could recruit. Definitely going to help out there. playing, I feel like a bit too passive, giving VonAsten, I think, too much time to recover, but also trying to figure out a plan here to deal with the expense runner. Bit risky here, and there go commanders, try again. And still get suppressed the enemy 54. Routed. Pushing the center here, we got the section advancing. King Tiger moving back towards the center once more, turning its mighty turret towards them, and the section predictably retreats. I'm not being paid enough to get shot at by that thing. Oh, dear Lord. That was pretty brutal there. A lot of men dead. That could have been even more, I suppose. 32 kills, so close to 52 on the King Tiger. Combat lining up for a sneak assault in the south. 90 tank weapons ready, except the Kholodny for here. But that's not going to be enough to stop a combat on its own. Command sneaking up for here. Trying to flank here for that expense runner central positions. King Tiger gets some good hits in there. South side commandos engaging the forces that dug in with sandbags, at least sparing them some of the worst fire there. And there you go, okay, that's great in the Comet. And setting up in the King Tiger, try some coordinated barraging here. Comet are out there as well. Strongly seems to break expense runners iron hold for now at least copper hold. So we called in here on the 6-pounder gun, Victor's put back as well here. King Tiger in new repairs, got ready to on it, 32 kills, back into reinforcing healing. More Sturmpioneer, since obviously has to pull back the King Tiger to the, all the way back there. He has popped heat rounds. Might have been a misclick, he probably wanted to use emergency repairs. Definitely should, I think, hold it a bit further back and then pop that. There we go. Fix up the damage fast. Again, it's a really handy ability after they buffed it. Before that, it was pretty much useless since you barely repaired any damage, but with the buff there, it, actually is quite decent, quite good even, for its cost. And there you go, Sturmpioneer are done. Definitely should get out some armor next, except he's a full pop cap, so I guess not. Opening up there. Slight hit there. Got 35 kills on the push in the south here. Expense Runner continue to keep playing very defensively here. Of course, if VonAsten can't deal with this, it's going to be great, but if VonAsten come up with a counter tactic, it's obviously going to make this Expense Runner feel very sad about it. Flagcraft tech so far holding back here, so it's clearly intending to use an anti-aircraft support. Obviously lost the Schwer punch course, which apparently I missed, so that explains why it's not going for more medium armor, I guess. I got option at this point. Well, actually would be to like replace it and maybe go for a Storm Team. Comet striking the base now. Well, he could also go for, I suppose, Pumas or something. Great hit from the King Tiger on it. Nice shot there, but bringing the base is definitely a cheeky move there. Forces Expense Runner to have to deal with it. Because you can't ignore that forever. 52 versus 410. Another push on the center here by VonAsten. Another sneaky maneuver. Grab in the center. Still more damage here. We've got Kevin being routed back to deal with that. Going straight here for the Comet. Direct hit from the King Tiger. Shot bounced off its thick frontal armor here. Another hit there. Comet heavily damaged. He's cut the tank in the first, I think, before continuing the pursuit. Nice hit there. 2 men left on the anti-tank gun. Artillery ring gun as well here. Ooh, close one there, but not quite close enough. Meanwhile, Comet still blazing away at the Belgrave headquarters there. Okay, that shoots, bounces. Smoke screen down. Thumbs up there to VonAsten. He's going to have to attack round, which is less accurate. And loses the Belgrave headquarters. Sneaky yet effective. Got the glider there. And the glider completely collapses. 6. Okay, another bounce off the King Tiger's right side armor. And there you go. 6-pounder gun. Crew dead. Destroyed. You got 44 kills on it. Quite the kill tally there on Tiger 2. Quite the kill tally. Comet holding back here. Military repairs once more. Now track there for Expense Runner. Hopefully it's going to be the Schwer punch towards the Belgrave headquarters. Section moving up under fire from the Fult's going to deal it. So I might expect a Schwer punch quarter to down here to then defend the southern victory point. That could be an idea. Free up more forces from the north center, maybe push into the north finally. 52 is a 380. VonAsten still has a great victory point lead. King Tiger moves in there, gets a... Oh, not impressive hit at all. In fact, doesn't really do any damage. Up north here, Kholodny getting his jump on his squad, quickly routing. Got 10 kills there. And the other one is ever closer to the ace level there with 20 kills. Bit of a slower match now here, partly again due to the nature of Kholodny Ferma. Can end up in a lot of these, shall we say, tug-of-war situations. But now the site really can't make much progress because it's just easy, like, so we say, close things up and you just create these large plugs. That makes it hard to, like, make any swift movements. So a bit of a standoff here, but quite flat half check. I feel like could also be a bit more active, but oh well. Also, we got the truck setting up here close to the point here. I feel like, again, the southern victory point make a lot more sense at this point for expense running rather than there. Since it's obviously very important for him to defend the victory point. So I figured that would be important. Another raid here on the enemy base by VonAsten. Thumbs up. We could actually just try and bring up all the tanks to try and destroy it steadily. Anyway, scrap hunt call's almost done there. Advance here, we got more smoke screens off here. Subs coming up, machine gun opening up this road. King Tiger needs to get into the fast, but he's a propitiatory pain. Got 47 kills, close to 53 common strikes. Supporting the sapper attack, good work in there. Got another bit of air support here. Flag capture, we have to deal with it. Plus, of course, the scrap hunt course is fully authorized. Aircraft raising in. Flag capture attack going up. King Tiger is being held back. Up here, more damage done. Big push here on VonAsten. McKenna sitting up here right under Expense Runner's nose. Aircraft shot down here by the flag capture. It didn't just look like it. Of course, you know, there's some damage being done there, I guess. Puma on for Expense Runner, taking heavy losses here. King Tiger is not really doing a lot. He got like Ken, he's not really, like, you know, going for the tanks. And meanwhile on the base, the Comet keeps his tank through Expense Runner. He has there. Puma almost done. Flag capture, Frank's not doing much. King Tiger is holding back here, all the way down to almost half health here. Going for the Comet, could open up with the heat rounds. Comet there going for the flag capture, ace level there, very good. Got the Comet, good work there, but he loses the flag capture to VonAsten. Puma almost done there. Of course, at this stage, you probably could have cancelled and just gone for like a Panther instead, but that's too late now. King Tiger almost knocked out, low on health. And I think that proved to be an issue for him. Now the Comet, in fact, might be going for it. There we go. We've got emergency water straight for the King Tiger. The gap that you're feeling the King Tiger. Unlock Comet Blitz, but not enough here. And there you go. Down it goes. Leaving Spence running now with just a Puma versus an Ace Comet. So with heat rounds, you might be able to deal with it here. You better remember to use it. If you were to remember to use it. There we go. Pops it. Perhaps a bit late. Oh, bounces still off the rear armor. And there goes Scrap Punch, but get knocked out as well. Again. Not a great gauge now for Expense Runners, down to like 30 points. Was the 356 off VonAsten.
A capture point is being overrun.
Jumps against the Vickers. Going straight for it. Forcefully charging forward here for Expense Runner. Playing on the entertain guns. And wiped out. Puma being so prepared there. That's, I guess, a way to do it. Guessing it's like having some success here at the 11th hour versus VonAsten, but VonAsten still think looking at a very strong situation here. And if it goes to the Crocodile now, there might like to be enough here from the Expense Runner to stop it properly. We'll have to see. I'll wait calm there. Need repairs. Pretty badly, actually. Pretty badly, actually. Section Commander pushing forward here. Folks falling back towards the victory point. Sturm Pioneer and Watch as well. And back reinforcement here. Oh, that's some. We went flying there. I'm guessing a branch. Maybe a few squirrels attached to it, screaming for their very tiny lives. Machine gun there gaining match into 1. Stable our situation somehow, but I would say it's a very frail stability that Expense Runners managed to achieve. Very frail stability. At this point, he may just try and stall for another King Tiger, and there go VonAsten could go for the Crocodile here. We'll of course have to if he goes for it. But he could. You could also combine it with a raid operation. And just grab a lot of points while doing so, in which case you might just be able to completely shut out his opponent. No Crocodile, no Comet.
Reconnaissance vehicle ready.
Comet sitting out. Shot fired, still having to be careful and fall back. MG-54 blazing away, but not really doing anything to the Comet. VonAsten is still seemingly not bothering with the Crocodile or anything else there in terms of armour. Bit surprising. There we go. Finally goes for the Crocodile, and the expense runner's got like a mix of anti-tank guns, but they can easily counter the Crocodile, in particular the commanders clear out some of them. Command's about to get annihilated though. And we got air support comes as well. It's going to be pretty devastating because now he has absolutely no anti-aircraft support. Church collapses, crushed the machine gun there. VonAsten's going for the last push here. If he had the munitions, he could also go for raid operation, I guess, but he doesn't. All the way it looks like here, a collapse for expense runner now. He's fought valiantly, he's fought long, but in the end, VonAsten fought better. Shot fired there, 36 kills, and there you go, GG, game over. A loss for expense runner, victory for VonAsten, a victory for the British Army. A brutal blow here with a lot of back and forth action. In the end, VonAsten was able to, I think, just handle the map better. Expense runner, I feel like with the mechanized regiment, left himself with a few options in the early game. Was able to, I think, transition into a proper armor strategy. And plus, I think, just going for the King Tiger at that stage was also putting all of his eggs into one basket. So, there you go. But I hope you enjoyed this match. I learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it, tell a friend, tell a family, but don't tell enemies. This is Imperial Links and cheers. Thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow again for a nice episode.